Did it take you to figure out that this was a wacky group? Or?
I think it's a culture that we've created the last few years. It's not just the new guys, you know. Some of the older guys. These are, as I said, this is a guy that enjoy each other's company, and they're always cracking laughs, which is good. I think that's an important part of, you know, we're supposed to be enjoying what we're doing, and I think that's important.
Any differences, any stark differences you noticed from this year's group from last year's with the amount of turnover you guys had?
We had a veteran group last year, and so even our older guys are discovering their roles and evolving into that, because they could defer to the Jordans, the Skylers, you know, Alex, Nick Pereira, Chris Mikowski, and so the Usos, the Irvins, these guys, Callahans are kind of discovering and creating their own group. And then obviously, you know, I think we took 7 freshmen down to North Carolina, so it's a group it's a very young group, so it's still evolving.
What did you think of the way Hendrick played against UNC? I know UNC scored 2 later goals in the game.
I thought it was very good. I think as we are a bit of a broken record, but I'm very fortunate to have 2 outstanding goalkeepers, and obviously Pat coming back from injury too, but that will be a longer term. But no, I thought Hendrick was very good.
Do you foresee any change coming in the goal for tomorrow?
Probably not for this one, and we will just keep evaluating, as you say, game to game.
Game to game.
Game to game.
What do you expect to see from Bowling Green tomorrow?
They are. Mac was my old stomping grounds at Hartwick, so I know the Bowling Green, know Coach Nichols well. Good group. They were very, very good last year. Expectations this year was to continue that and make a run for NCAAs. Started off the season extremely well. They were a top 20 team. Stumbled a little bit recently. They got goals in their team. The boy Flynn up front scored over 20 goals the last couple of years. There's a lot of good movement in midfield. This will be a tough one.
Any radical tactical changes you guys have to make to try and counter?
No, they play a similar formation to us. They sometimes flood midfield. We've got to be on the ball. We've got to ensure that our concentration levels are good, that our energy is good, ensure that there's no letdown after like an emotional game on Saturday. But this is a tough one for us, and we all know that these Tuesday games end up being a goal either way, and it's imperative that that we show the right qualities.
Do you think your players took Saturday's loss especially hard, knowing how close they were to beating the number 2 team?
Look, it was a pretty low, emotionally. The guys left everything out there, and I couldn't be more proud of them. To be good, you've got to leave everything out there, and sometimes you can take a tough one, and we did on Saturday. But we talked about it today briefly. Draw a line under it, move on. We can go back to that one and later in the season recognise against one of the elite programs we weren't too far away.
Do you believe in moral victories?
To say no would be a throwaway answer. We can take lessons away from this. It doesn't make it any easier. We are a very competitive group as well as being wacky. So we would have rather played poorly and won that game rather than played well and not got anything from it.
How'd you do on Twitter this week?
I don't know if I think I may have gone down from about 8 to 7 followers. So I don't know. Is that a good week or a bad? It's probably a bad week, right?
Average.
Pretty.